Is Dam 154 possible? Is Caverns 1 minute possible? Are Egypt 44, Runway 31, Cradle 33, or Frigate 104 possible? These are questions that, if you've watched my stream at any time this year, you've probably seen asked, or maybe asked yourself. And while the answer to most of these is yes, it doesn't necessarily mean that any of these untied world records are imminent or likely to happen anytime soon. Some of them might require a 1,000-hour grind and the invention or refinement of strategies that don't quite exist yet. Sometimes, however, a new untied world record is proven to be very possible and not overly difficult for a large swath of the GoldenEye elite, but it still doesn't happen for a very long time. Perhaps the most egregious example of an overdue untied world record was Cradle 00 Agent 35. David Clemens achieved 35 seconds on Secret Agent in May 2008. Clemens used the classic Cradle strategy of waiting for a guard to pull a grenade and throwing it across the catwalk to kill Trevelyan. It was a perfectly executed run, and the speed was certainly possible on 00 Agent. Clemens would discover another, slightly faster and more consistent strategy where you throw a grenade into the hut at the same time Trevelyan activates the console, which Ace would use to tie Clemens' 35 on Secret Agent in 2010. Both strategies worked on 00 Agent, and apart from the level being a little harder to survive, and your auto-aim being less effective, there was no reason why 35 hadn't happened on that difficulty. For 6 years, the Cradle 00 Agent record stood at 36 seconds, with Secret Agent at 35. Pretty much any top 20 or even top 30 player could have grinded for Cradle 00 Agent 35 and snatched up a prestigious untied world record, but it wasn't until March 2014 when Carl Jobst finally completed the Cradle 00 Agent 35, ending the nearly 6-year period where no one could get it together enough to match the 00 Agent pace with that on Secret Agent. The records I'm about to describe haven't been overdue for quite as long, but are known to be possible and open game for any skilled player motivated enough to grind for the Untied. Surface 2 Agent has always boiled down to a showboat of hitting an insanely far mine throw to destroy the communications link and complete Objective A. You get a mine in your inventory on Agent, which, unlike Secret or 00 Agent, you don't need to use to complete another objective later on of planting it on a helicopter, so we can use it to destroy the communications link. The throw has evolved time and time again over the years, which will make a pretty cool speed lore episode sometime, but in its current iteration, we use something called an R-lean, or a double R-lean throw. The nomenclature is still being debated. But anyways, while standing still, if you're holding right strafe and the aimer, R or L, and then switch to left strafe, still while holding the aimer, and throw the mine, all in a frame-perfect sequence, the mine can go especially far, much farther than known to be possible until only a few years ago. So in May 2015, when Randy Bukima fleshed out a throw far enough away from the satellite building to make 47 possible, we saw an onslaught of 24 players tie 47 seconds within the end of the year. 41 players currently have 47, but 46 has been known to be possible since at least October 2015, with an even more insane throw. It turns out that if you crouch by using the R aimer and pressing down C, and then combine the motion of uncrouching into the R lean, you can get an even further throw. This motion is incredibly hard to learn, and even hard to perform quickly on a speedrun, but it is possible, and perhaps no better illustrated than this video of Ilari Picala getting damage on the communications link on a 46-second pace run.
Comms damage 46. Fucking hell.
What happened here is that only one of the 2 communications radios were destroyed in the mine explosion. It's impossible to know exactly where Ilu's throw went, but likely if he detonated the mine a frame or 2 earlier or later, or threw it at an angle 1 or 2 degrees different, it could have completed, and the record would be 46 seconds. This one was from October 11th, 2015, believe it or not, when only 22 people had the 47-second record. This means we've seen 19 more people achieve 47 seconds with the more basic R-lean throw, and nearly 2 years pass by where 46 has been confirmed possible, but hasn't happened. The crouching R-lean throw is viewed by many as so daunting that not very many people have even attempted it at all during that time.
Fuck.
This one might be a bit surprising because it's only a 3-way tied record, but Bunker 1 Secret Agent 21 has lasted way longer than some would have imagined. The old standard was the record of 23 seconds, set by none other than Jimbo Barrett in April 2004, and saw 10 others tie it by mid-2006. This was right around when David Clemens started to do damage on the rankings, and Clem optimized the stage, nailing a 22, breaking the tie. He wouldn't stop there though, as only months later in February 2008, Clemens would get 21, considered a very strong record at the time. Ace tied the 21 only 2 months later, and it sat as a 2-way tie for a very long time. It wasn't until May 2014, 6 years later, that another player, Luke Scalars, would finally match the time. The thing is, all three players know that 20 seconds is possible and have had 20 pace runs before. Here's a completed 21-second run by Ace with 2 back boosts, costing more than half a second. And here's another completed 21-second run by Ace with a missed warp at the end, almost surely single-handedly costing 20 seconds alone. And here's Ace with a legit 20-second fail run, missing only the last camera from Objective A, irrefutably proving that 20 is possible. Not to mention, this particular run was performed in 2013. That's over 4 years knowing 20 seconds could happen, but not happening. The only real strategy development on the level since 2008 is doing a 1-frame quick pause while waiting for the first door to open, which speeds up the subsequent pauses and saves about half a second on the level. Pretty significant on such a short one. So Clemens, Ace, and Luke are all certainly capable of getting 20 seconds. It might be only these 3 men who are capable, and Ace does claim about 200 hours on the level since he got 21. But with 21 being the 10th oldest record in the entire game right now, and Ace being on the cusp of 20 for half a decade, it's safe to say that Bunker 1 Secret Agent 20 Seconds is severely overdue. I talked about this one in good depth when I got Egypt Agent 45 back in July, but it basically comes down to this. Think of David Clemens' original Egypt Agent 45 as a template, and add up all the new strategies discovered since he originally achieved it in May 2008. This crouch under the wall before the first Baron shot saves about 0.3 seconds. Starting the level in 2.x control style saves about 0.35 seconds, although you can't also do the crouch in 2.x, so you have to choose one or the other. However, with or without 2.x, you can warp the door to the Baron, saving another 0.3 or more seconds. But really only Perfect Ace has been able to actually pull this off during real attempts. It's extremely difficult to just execute the warp at all, and then turning a massive 90 degrees while in free fall, perfectly realigning yourself to snipe the Baron from that far away is pretty tough to say the least, but it is possible. Building speed against the pillar here before the second Baron allows you to leave that shot in full speed and can save another 1/10 of a second. Warping the tiles for a more direct path in the Golden Gun room can save up to 0.46 seconds, but this has never been pulled off by anyone yet in a legit run. Add it all up, and it's clear that all the pieces are there for a 44 and a healthy one at that. And who knows if there are any other time savers out there waiting to be found. I talked to Ace before making this video, and he said that 44 should have happened in 2013. But the record still sits at a 14-way, 45-second tie. There haven't been too many efforts to actually go for 44 in GoldenEye history. Ace and Wotus have tried a bit, but didn't quite nail it. So it's possible that no one musters up the willpower to grind this out, hoping for the optimally fast 1 in 14 Baron Sandy deaths, which can save another 0.2 or 0.4 seconds compared to slower deaths, on top of all the other complicated modern time savers, and 44 might remain massively overdue for years to come. This one is kind of my fault. Depot, Secret Agent, and 00 Agent are very similar, the only difference being that on 00 Agent, you have to enter another warehouse and destroy an ammunition dump, an objective that takes slightly under 7 extra seconds to perform. So traditionally, the 00 Agent record has usually been 7 seconds slower than that on Secret Agent. I achieved Depot Secret Agent 39 in June 2015, a time which remains untied. And I innovated a strategy in the mainframe room where you get a self-boost through the fire from destroying one of the mainframes. It's not easy by any means, but it made 39 viable, and hence, it also made 46 possible. The problem with Depot 00 Agent is that the level is already very luck-based. The mainframe objective relies on guards' stray shots helping you destroy them. The ammunitions dump also has several sort of paths the explosions can take, depending on where you shoot the first box, and how much lag is going on in the level. Not all of these paths destroy the whole dump and complete the objective, and many players have had record pace runs fail because the dump didn't complete. The train shot, a necessary 3-second time save, is also much harder to perform on 00 Agent because of the lag produced from the ammo dump explosions. Even further to this, the new mainframe room innovation of self-boosting through the mainframe is a lot more hazardous because of your lower health on 00 Agent. Add all this up, and actually matching your Secret Agent time with a time on 00 Agent only 7 seconds slower, while mathematically sensible, can be a lot harder than it seems. That being said, all of the 6 players who have the 00 Agent record of 47 seconds are certainly capable of getting 46, as well as many other players in the game, including David Clemens, Dan Parker, 2.4 specialist Gus Riolo, or even 49th ranked Taylor Quexall Von Paris, who is particularly skilled at Depot. So while 46 is definitely possible, the number of things that have to go right on such a chaotic level has scared off too many serious efforts to achieve the time. I do feel like it is somewhat my responsibility to get it, as I was the first and only so far to get 39 seconds on Secret Agent, and usually you'll see whoever unties Secret Agent then go and untie 00 Agent, but I just wasn't too keen to face another 80 or 100 hour grind on Depot after I just achieved 39, and I haven't gone back to level much since. 46 might not happen for several more years, but it's definitely been known to be possible for a pretty long time. David Clemens was the first to achieve 54 seconds on Archive's 00 Agent and Secret Agent all the way back in December 2007. Since then, 28 other players have matched the pair of 54s across the mirror stages. Needless to say, there have been many discoveries and improvements since then. The most obvious one deals with a certain box after Mishkin's safe objective, which, if destroyed, gives a slightly more direct route to the ending and saves precious tenths. The problem there is that you can't leave Mishkin's room at any point or he'll stop talking to you, losing seconds, so you needed a guard to pull a grenade and use that to destroy said box to save any time. This meant that this strategy was reserved for tool-assisted runs or a rare lucky grenade run, and not something that can be relied upon consistently enough to get 53. We always had an idea to boost yourself on the box, but since that box took 5 hits of damage to destroy, more than one single KF7 burst, it seemed slower than just going around it. That was until December 2013 when I was going for my Archives 54s. We discovered that if you blew up a box inside Michigan's room, it would do enough damage to the box outside the room that a single KF7 burst now would destroy it, and you could self-boost through the box. So not only are you saving the 10th from the more direct route through the box's footprint, you're now saving an additional 0.3 seconds from a boost, making it roughly a 0.4 second time save.
Yes! Yes!
Okay, so that's just the first part of it. We've also known for many years that using a 2.x control style can save about 0.35 seconds by starting the level at full speed. Archives is an extremely difficult and technically challenging level to use two controllers on, so it wasn't much thought about for some time. However, as saving tenths became more and more scarce, 2.4 control style was looked at more closely on Archives, as it was realized it saves more than 0.35 seconds, because you can actually start slapping a little earlier, which means you can kill the first guard a little earlier, get his key and leave the first room a little earlier. This might be about another 10th, making the total time saved from starting the level in 2.4 control style around half a second. Take Clemens' original 54s, add in 0.5 saved at the start, another 0.4 with the box boost, and you get, well, something like this run by Gus Riolo.
Fuck.
On top of everything that needs to go right, you need Natalia to see you and follow you when you open her door right here. This is a quasi-random thing where you can do pretty much the same thing every time, and sometimes the objective will complete, sometimes it won't. Unfortunately for Gus, Natalia didn't see him here, and he'd going to fail the mission with everything else completed in 53 seconds. Gus is an incredibly talented player, perhaps the best in the world with 2.4 control style, so this sort of mastery might be what's needed for Archives 53s on Secret or 00 Agent. But it is totally possible, and with 54 on the verge of 10 years old, nearly older than the rest of the records in Archives history combined, maybe it's time someone stepped up and nailed the Untied 53. So those are 5 Untied world records which are known to be possible and overdue to happen any time now. There are a couple more obvious ones like Grav getting Runway 00 Agent 28 or Carl going for Damn Agent 52, which I didn't want to include as these have been considered imminent, as in they could literally happen any day now. In fact, a poll I made on June 3rd of this year saw 56% of eliters vote that they thought Damn 52 would happen before the end of July. It hasn't yet, so who knows? Maybe if I make another version of this video 5 years down the line, Damn 52 will be in that one, or maybe not. The ones discussed in this video don't really have anyone actively trying for them this moment, so it'll be cool to see if this video causes anyone to pick up the controller and really go after one of these now that some attention has been brought to it, or how much time will pass until any or all of these records are finally achieved. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like it, and if you have any ideas for other GoldenEye or Speedrun Top 5s, let me know in the comments. You can also follow my Twitch channel for live streams. I usually stream overnight around 2 AM in the Eastern time zone, so maybe I'll see you there. I also finally went and made a Patreon after many of you asked about that. I'll put a link in the description. Already some ideas have been floated around to do a monthly basic tutorial on a GoldenEye level for the patrons, so stay in touch to see if that starts happening. Thanks a ton everyone for your support, kindness, and appreciation. It really means a lot. Stay true, and I'll see you in the next stream or video.